Hi everyone, welcome to Live with Prima. This is Cari Fennell, and tonight we're going to make a really pretty frame. Well, it's going to be an altered frame, and what I did is I turned it into kind of a photo display with the brand new Prima Lumis. So the Prima Lumis are really sweet. They're basically like wired, threaded little mini lights. And what's cool is they come in two different sizes. We got 1 meter and 3 meters. So these little guys come on, well, I don't know if I think they'll come in the package like this. I always get the stuff that's not in packaging and pretty. But they should come like this, and you see like it's just a little mechanism to you just twist it off first, okay, and there's a little piece of paper in there. So if you get these and it's not working, I panicked at first. I was like, oh no, and there's a piece of paper. And I think Delana even said she found an extra piece like under the batteries, but I haven't experienced that yet. So they're just small lithium batteries, and you put that bottom back on. Oops. Oh, that spring is tough. So I'm just going to twist it back on, and the more you twist, well, that's if you get it on not crooked. It's really not this complicated. There we go. And you see they all light up, or they should. These batteries will last you probably about, if they stayed on continuously, they will stay on for a week. But you don't really need to keep them on the whole time because, you know, you can make it so that on your project you make it accessible so that you can turn it on and off. So it's just a little twist once you get that little piece of paper out of there. Okay, so these we just came out with this summer. And these, I think, are probably my favorite, all-time favorite thing. Now, I've seen other mechanisms like this in Hobby Lobby or Michael's or some big craft store like that. And they usually come with a big rectangular battery pack. And I think, I don't know what kind of batteries they take, but it's just kind of cumbersome. So in a project like this, you want something smaller to be able to hide a little bit easier. I hope that makes sense. And that's what I love about these. And these are in stores now, or they should be. So definitely check out your favorite Prima retailer and get yours for the holidays, because these are perfect for holiday projects. So what I did is a little bit of clustering up here, and I just used plain white flowers, and I added some really pretty velvet leaves and some berries, and you can see there's pearls in the center, and you know, all kinds of stuff. So we'll go through it step by step, and I'll show you guys exactly what I did. You'll see just how easy it is to make one of these. This is a Prima frame. So it's our 12 by 12 frame. And I've actually already painted mine, and I painted it with the Prima chalkboard paint. And this is egg blue. And the number on this, if you want to search for it online, is 577216. Let's see if I can get that. There it is. And you can see all the other colors that we offer. And what I love about this project is you don't have to use blue. You can use any color you want to match your home decor. I just really thought this soft blue was really pretty. I also wanted to point out one more thing. Oh, hold on, I gotta reach back. We also have frames that come in black color. So you can get these in black, gray, brown, and cream. So you could grab a black one and gesso this up and then paint it any color you want. So it doesn't really matter what color you get, because we're going to add our own color to it anyway. Or maybe you like the black, maybe that matches your home, and I think black is always very classic look as well. All right, and I know that I saw some various places that have these online. So what I did is I very lightly went over the whole thing with the blue, and then I grabbed Finn's texture paste. This is the Gold Crackle texture paste, and the number on this is 961558. Okay, and yes, it's crackle paste, but I have to tell you, like, you don't really need to stir it up or anything. You can just leave it as is. And I used it as a very light glaze. So I just lightly dipped my brush in there and I just went over it a little bit. And I hope that you can start to see on camera the contrast from the really bright blue to a softer blue, because I think that the gold just adds a little bit of romance and it's just a cool layer, especially for the holidays too. So if you really want to, you know, pizzazz it up, you can. Now, what if you're a silver gal? Well, we have silver crackle paint too. And to be honest, because I'm adding, like, I'm literally just dry brushing this on, and a little bit of this goes a long way, it's not really going to crackle because I'm adding such a light layer. I mean, a little bit is going a really long way. And I can just keep dragging that brush across where I need it. And you can see already that it's, you know, definitely a difference between, you know, the regular blue and where I've touched up before. Sorry if there's a little bit of shadowing going on tonight. I always fight with my lights. I don't know. Sometimes the camera picks it up differently depending on where I have them angled. So it's always a crapshoot. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going over it really, really lightly. Now, even if I felt like, oh, I got a little too much on here, you can just go over this with like a paper towel and dab a little bit of it off before it dries. And I'm going right into the inner part of the frame as well, and the outside. Like a really, really light glaze, like really, really light coat. Okay, so imagine doing this with like a pretty barn red, or even a, you know, maybe a holly green, or I don't know, just any, you know, any color you like. And this would actually make a really cool teen gift as well. Like, you know, I have a son in college now, as you know, and well, some of you know, and not that he would put something like this in his room, but I've seen what the girls have done in their dorm rooms, and it's cool because they just all want to display their fun photos that they take. And you know, it's always hard to buy for them if you don't want to spend like $1 million on some sort of device or something. So making them something like this, I think, would be really special. All right, so that's really it for that step. Just so easy, and it went on so smoothly. And I am using the new Prima brushes. These are Finnabare's new brushes, and I just absolutely love these. These are like a sable brush, really cool, really pretty. Here, I'm going to lift this light up just a little bit. There we go. And I'm just going to dry this real quick. I hope you don't mind, because if I want to keep working, I just got to just kind of zap it dry real quick. So these frames are great. They don't come with glass. They come with like a cardboard insert. They're really made to display your scrapbook layouts in your home. And without a glass or anything for the outside, well, that's kind of nice if you use a lot of Prima embellishments and things that are a little more 3D, right? You don't want any glass in there to smush it all together. You want to be able to see all the dimension and all the hard work that you put into it. That's good enough for now, I think. Yeah, it dried super, super fast. So it's just nice and light. Let's see if I can even... I know, the shadows are terrible on this. Can you see it just a little bit? There we go. So just, that was kind of fun. So like glazing with gold or silver, I think just adds a little bit of a classy look. So next, I'm going to just put that aside, because what I want to work on, well, actually what I'll do is, now you see my ugly, ugly craft mat. So let's turn it over. And what I did, this is the tricky part. So you go out to the garage and you grab a staple gun. Now, if you don't have a staple gun, you can also get like upholstery tacks or something like with a loop in it that you can hammer into the frame. This is what's going to hold the Lumis for me. So the Lumis are all wired They wrap really easily around the staples. You'll notice too that these little black holders are in here. Now I will tell you, like with a pair of pliers, you can jiggle these out. So you don't want those in there. These little black. Here, I'll tilt it up so you can see what I mean. Just pull them out with pliers. Okay. I didn't bring pliers with me for the show. I can pull them out later. It's not a big deal, but they do come out relatively easy. Not that easy because they're supposed to hold stuff in. So now I'm going to go ahead and staple both sides, and I kind of want to go just like a couple inches down. Okay, so there's just enough room, and I'm going to try and line this up here. Let's see. There we go. So there's just a little bit of room. Now let's say you get it a little too deep. Just grab your hammer and pull it out just a little bit. Okay? Because the hammer, you know, you got one of those too. Now, like I said, I came a couple inches down. And because the whole thing is I want to string my lights across, but I want room here to hang my pictures or my little decorations or whatever, right? So then the next set of lights, I think I want to string about right here. All right, so, and you want to make sure that you're kind of, you know, because you're going straight across, that you have them around the same area or so. Try your best. If you really want to know, just get a ruler. I know some of you guys like to be a little more exact, and I'm a little less careful. So again, grab your dirty old hammer. There you go. Mine's dirty. It's just really old. This is an old guy. Okay. So now I've got, can you see there's like a little loop there? So it's not all the way in. And so now I'm going to start the process of adding my lights. I'll like unwind these here. This is kind of the tedious part, but it's really not that tedious. And it's good because I figured some of the stuff out for you before we got started. Ooh. I got myself a little knot. Sam's under the table, pulling at the light, trying to eat it right now. Okay. So now what I'm going to do to start is I'm actually going to secure this. Now I want to make sure when I secure it to the frame that I'm not going to secure the part that I have to twist to turn it on and off. So I'm going to grab my glue gun and I'm just going to put it on the very bottom, just lower level of the inside of the frame, and just kind of rest it on there. And this will be nice because this will grab hold of it real quick. Here, maybe I'll just do a double corner. There we go. So this will just take a second to kind of set in. Sorry if my hands are in the way. Yeah. So once this dries, then all I have to do is twist to turn them on and off. That's it. Okay. So now when I turn this over, my flowers are going to cover the mechanism on the other side, so you won't even see it. All right. Oh, Sam. He's laying on it. Okay. So now I'm going to run this through the staples. Yeah, this one I may have to bring the staple up just a little bit more. Now, if you're concerned about the staples sticking out a little bit and maybe scratching your beautiful paint job on your walls, what I suggest is just putting a little bit of felt, you know, on the staple, and then you'll be good to go. But to be honest, like mine isn't, it hasn't like scratched anything yet, so I'm okay. Okay, so yeah, these guys, oh gosh, they're all over the place. Oh my gosh, attack of the Lumi lights here. There we go. So now I gotta find the end again. I should have really threaded it through all the way, but sometimes that first one I just want to make sure I get it right. So what's cool too is that these lights, you can actually bend and twist. So if you're working on something circular, it's not a problem. and I feel like they're really sturdy, so I'm just gonna get this through. Sorry. Oh, sorry guys. Told you I'm fighting with the lights. Yeah, I know. It doesn't look that easy, does it? It is, I promise. I just gotta get this crazy tanglement done. There we go. So I'm going to loop this so that there's about, I don't know, four of these guys going across. 4 meaning 4 times across. So it's going to be about 4 layers. You'll see what I mean. So right now I'm working on number 2. There we go. There's 2. It's just like lacing a shoe. You get the hang of it after a while. And I'm not trying to be too like, trying to be kind of gentle because I don't want to break my lights either. That would not be good. There we go. One more. Plus, once you get them in here, like, oh gosh, once you get them in here, you can kind of bunch them together. There we go. So, you know, kind of twist them up a little bit. Get them looking really good like that. Okay, so pretty easy so far. Now I'm just going to kind of string it down the side and do the exact same thing around the bottom. This is so easy. So can you guys imagine like shadow boxes and metal frames and things like that? Wouldn't that be fun? Little wreaths. Yeah, I know you guys are pretty creative, so I know that you would be able to come up with some pretty cool things with these. That's why I had to show them. And I think actually we're probably going to be featuring these lights quite a bit on Live with Prima throughout the month because, you know, we've got the holidays coming up. And I think that the team wanted to put together some really festive looking projects, and these are really perfect for it. Now over here at the end, I'm just going to kind of wrap loosely, go back into the staple, and just kind of make sure it's secure. Okay, it's wired, so you can just really kind of wrap, and that's it. So look at how easy that was. So it's done. See? And they're going to stay in place. That was all there was to it. Can you believe it? So you got some fun lights. Okay, we'll turn it over. And there we have our lights. Cool. Okay. So next what we're going to do is we're going to work on our flowers. Okay, I'm going to move my glue gun back up here. Our flowers are really beautiful when they come in like little petals and things. I like to just dump them all out. Oh, there's some fancier ones that got in here. So what I used was, it's called a pillar pack. So it comes in a tube like this, and there's about 72 flowers, and they're all white petals, and they come all different sizes from big to small. And I think that these run about anywhere from $13 to $15 US dollars for the whole tube. And I like to save the tube for later because I can travel with this and like travel with my well, I can use it to hold my paintbrushes. I can travel with it and use it to hold all my little chalk edgers and my little scissors and things like that if I wanted to go to a crop or anything like that. So, you know, you can recycle these, but they're actually wonderful to reuse. And that's what I love about Prima packaging. So pretty cool. So the number on these is 529567. And again, it's called Wildflowers Pillar Pack White. Okay, so I know I've seen them online. I've seen them everywhere. So they shouldn't be too hard to find. Okay, so I've got all these little pretties out. And what I did to get the flowers that I wanted is I just started layering. And, you know, you see these flowers and you think, oh, I want to spray them. I want to color them. Yes, please do it. Do that. They will look so beautiful. But for some reason, like, I've been on a white flower kick, and white flowers have just been rocking my world lately. So you see, I'm just putting these flowers together, and you're making your own. And with all those flowers that come in that one tube, you can make tons of these. And look how billowy and pretty they are. Can't see the chat, so I'm just trying to see what you guys are doing. All right. So I'm just going to keep building these because I used, you know, a variety of these on my project. So let's see here. Here's another one. So again, all it is layering. Layering, layering, layering. And if you push them down in the middle, like I said, you can come up with these really, look at, they're cool, right? I mean, these pillar packs have been around for a while. They're nothing new. I get that. I know. Some of you guys have seen them forever, right? But there's some of you that haven't seen them yet. And I think that they're worth showing. And there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you're going to make these for holiday gifts, because then, you know, people, you know, you don't have you know, $1 million to spend on Christmas, right? Yeah, you got kids like I do. They're expensive. So, but I do love making handmade things, and I love spending the time doing this. And it's relaxing. It's a good thing to do to relax during the holidays, because during the holidays, it's a little crazy. We all know it's a little crazy. And I like easy. I like easy, easy, easy. Now, Frank made an amazingly beautiful, ornate holiday album on the show the other day. I don't know if you guys missed it or if you saw it. It was on Tuesday. It was absolutely gorgeous. That's like an heirloom project. You know, and I've made those too. like, you spend 20 hours, you know, designing it and putting it together and, you know, making it just right. And you know, those are fantastic. But, you know, if you're making just some fun things for your friends and stuff, you know, you may not want to spend 20 hours on something. I don't know, maybe you do. All right. So I'm just, like I said, just fluffing these up. I'm just adding a little glue to the center. I'm going with a glue gun tonight because it just kind of helps you know, move the class along a little bit quicker so that everybody's not here. Sandra wants to know your fave color. Oh, Zandra? That darn autocorrect, Delana. Zandra, my favorite color, I would have to say, well, rather than pick a favorite color, I'd have to say my favorite family of colors are blue for sure. Like, and I didn't really realize that until years later when I was walking around my house and I'm like, oh my gosh, so many colors of my house are variations of blue of some sort. And, you know, you don't even realize that you're attracted to those kind of colors until you stop and take a look at what you're doing. So I had to actually stop doing that because, like, my entire house would have been blue. So blue, any blue. I love cobalt blue. I love teal blue. I love sky blue. You know, all those blues. All right, so I'm kind of happy with all the little flowers clusters that I've made here. And, you know, they were easy. I just kind of threw them together in the centers, right? So next I'm going to take my pearls, my memory hardware pearls. And the number on these is 990398. And I've added centers because you get tons. How many? Let's see. How many? Does it tell you how many? You get 3 sizes. Yeah. But it doesn't tell you exactly how many, but you get like a ton. And I've used this jar a ton and you get a ton. So again, another really fun, inexpensive way to add centers, right? So, oops, for this part, I'm actually going to, my glue top just came off. The weirdest things always happen to me when I'm on Live with Prima. Okay, so instead of burning my fingers with the hot glue gun, I'm actually just gonna use my my 3-in-1 for these. And what I like to do is add just like a variety of sizes and pretties. And let's see. Oh, all my tiny ones are getting down low. So these are going to add just a little bit of elegance, a little, you guys see that okay? Very easy, very simple. Oops. So do all of you guys like to make Christmas cards? Are you guys out making Christmas cards right now for the holidays? Because if you are, I am impressed. I have not even started. Every year I say I'm going to make my own cards. I refuse to buy cards. And then I don't have time to make cards. And then I don't send out cards. That's yeah. So if you send me a card, I'm so excited. I love cards. And don't feel bad if I didn't send you one. It's just because I didn't make any. Isn't that funny? And I know there's some of you out there who've told me too that like you don't give away your cards once you make them. I get that too. There we go. So this is moving along pretty quick too. All right. Yeah, I think it's easier just adding a blob of glue to the center of that flower and just sticking the beads in. Seems to be working for me right now, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay. But I do. I love putting the Christmas music on and just sitting at my craft table and just making pretty things for people. Usually it's for my family and my scrappy friends, of course, because my scrappy friends, they get it, right? I'm not going to shove another one in there. I think one's good. And of course, I got blob of glue. So that was it. How easy was that? Not bad. All right. And this was, I think this is the end of my jar. You saw it was empty. And I've used tons of those white flowers for other stuff besides the sample I made today too. So just to give you an idea of really what you're going to get out of that jar. All right. So let's start. I'm going to start putting my flowers on. And I'm going to use, like I said, my flower to just kind of hide that little mechanism right there. So it works wonderfully. I may have to stand up for this because I hope that's okay. Because I really want to see what the heck I'm doing here. Okay, so I think I might put one here. Do you guys stage stuff too before you commit? I love to stage and get an idea of where everything is going to go before I glue it down. I'm not the only one out there, I don't think, but I don't know. Sometimes I just like to see what I've got going on first. Okay. So I think that looks really good. I think I'm pretty happy with that. And if you do stage, and let's say you got to take everything off because you got to do something else with it, take a picture with your iPhone. And that way you'll remember where, or you can go back and see where you had everything just right. And that'll really kind of save the day for you. Because it never seems to go back the way you had it originally once you move it. And I don't know why that is, but it is. That's just the way it is. Okay, so we'll save those other flowers for the top. I'm really happy with the way this looks. The next thing I'm going to pull out, oh, here it is. Now these are new. I just kind of love these. These are fun. These are from the Victorian Christmas collection. And the number is 583477. And it's called Red Stocking. I have no idea why. It is not red at all. And if you want to give Frank some, you want to give him, give him a hard time about that, I think you should. Just saying. Matter of fact, maybe I will tomorrow. Okay, so in this pack, you've got these gorgeous velvety leaves, and there's some glitter on there, and you can see the different hues in the leaves. and how beautiful they are. And then you get these fun little vines of like little berries. So the berries are also kind of gold, and this one's a little more creamy and white. So which ones you want to use, of course. And I had fun with these. So even if you can't get a hold of these, you know, if you want to pick up some plain, we have another leaf called, or leaves called koi leaves. I don't know if you've seen us use them. They're kind of a craft color leaf. You can get the craft color leaves and paint them gold yourself and add the glitter, and they'll look really beautiful that way too. And then I think you get like 60 in a pack of these koi leaves. I don't know the number, maybe Delaney wouldn't mind looking. But you can spray them and paint them, and then you can use them for green leaves or whatever color you want later. Okay, so you know what I like to do is I kind of like to go in and figure out where I want my leaves. Now I probably use way more leaves than the average person, and I'm all right with that. So I start kind of staging my leaves and where I want them. Okay, so, and these are great fillers, you know, just to kind of connect all those flowers and make them look really beautiful. All right, so let's see. Another one over here. Yeah. Does anyone have any questions so far? If you do, you can ask Selena. Just kidding. Ask me anything you want to know. You want to know what I like for favorite colors? Anything else? I think I will add one right here. Yeah, that'll look really pretty. All right. Oops, there we go. So can you see that? All right, good. Excellent. I think on my original one I did stick another one in here. It's not really necessary, but you can. All right, and then for the berries. Now, I will admit, once you start cutting these apart, the little balls start going everywhere. They start flying everywhere, and that's okay. That's just the name of the game. So, there we go. Chop them off, and then I like to just kind of tuck these in around the leaves. I think they just add a little bit of extra pizzazz. I think tonight the word of the night is pizzazz. Let's see. There we go. They look cute there. And, you know, I've got another little blobby here, so maybe sometimes when you separate them a little bit, you can kind of see what you've got. That way I know where I can cut it with the scissors and kind of keep them all on the same stick. Just be gentle with them, because like I said, they do kind of come off once you start manipulating them, but you won't even notice really because there's a lot. Okay. And then I think another one right here is what I'll just cut these off. I normally use my Tim Holtz scissors for cutting these things, but I didn't bring my Tim Holtz scissors downstairs. There we go. So they just look really sweet. Okay, next I have these really cool wood embellishments from, again, A Victorian Christmas. And they have Merry Christmas and Noel, and they have fun images. But what's cool is you get 4 of each one. So let's say you get a box and you're making this, you have enough for plenty, however many you want to make, or if you want to make other little things. Isn't that cool? So I don't even need to open that package because I opened up the first one that I used for the sample, and it's just their wood, and they're kind of dark stained, and they have that really pretty gold foil writing on them. So I added that just up here within the flowers. And I just kind of nestled it in. Boy, I can't talk. Okay, so just like that. Even put it over that bigger flower if you want to. Okay, so this is Merry Christmas. Very cute. There's also Noel. I know, it's hard to see if it, there we go. There we go. So now you can see all the pretties. And next, let's see. I love little sisal trees. You know, sisal trees are kind of hot right now. And, you know, for some reason, I always end up with these little guys, and I'm like, what the heck am I going to do with these? They're like tiny, you know? Well, I decided today I'm going to cut off those little chunk bottoms. Get these at the craft stores too. I cut those off, and I just kind of tuck these little mini trees in around my flowers. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so stinking cute. So now I have a use for those little tiny trees. So I was really excited. So I'm going to just kind of glue those on there. And I just kind of put them together next to each other. You have to make this one nice too, because I think my friend Emma said she really, really loved this and wanted this for Christmas. So I have to make this one nice. You know, can't be all in a hurry here. There we go. And they just kind of look cute, like little trees just kind of tucked in there. All right. And that's kind of, well, oh yeah, I have one more up here too. I think I'm going to add one more. Oh, that one's weird colored. Hold on. I just got through saying I have to make this one nice, and I'm just going to pick that one that was like, oh, a little odd. Oh! Come on, glue gun. There we go. My lights are flickering because I know I'm moving this around a little bit. They're not, like I turned them on, but I didn't turn them on like super tight on. That makes sense? I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. Oh, there we go. You even have to go in and, oops. I have issues with this glue gun, and this glue stick won't stay. Ah, well, that's what I get for paying $3 for it. Get your money's worth, right, guys? It's worth spending the money on your tools. Good tools. All right, there we go. Okay, so that is it for that corner. Pretty easy. There we go. Just gotta make sure my trees aren't out there on the slopes too much. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and decorate this bottom part here. So I'm just gonna slide everything over. Let's see, yeah, they keep coming on and off. There we go. I just gotta tighten that up. There we go. Gotta have the pretties on. Okay, and down here I kept it just not as much. Kind of simpler. But I made giant flowers for the bottom apparently, and a small one, so we're just gonna go with that. That'll be cool. There we go. Yeah, imagine like adding glitter to these flower petals too, like maybe some of the art sugar that we have, just a little light dusting. Oh my gosh. So you can add as much sparkle as you want. All right, and then I'll finish it off with a couple more leaves. I think I'll put them down here. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get this on camera here. Let's see, bring some light in maybe. Okay. So is everyone excited for Halloween? You guys all ready for the little trick-or-treaters? I love Halloween. Halloween I think is so fun. And my kids, I'm going to move that. My kids are not little anymore. But we still get, Peter and I get so excited to see how those little guys come to the door with their adorable costumes on. Oh my gosh. And we get a lot of kids where we live. So, you know, not a ton, but a lot. So it's pretty fun. It's a fun night. And I'm glad it's on Saturday this time because I'm like, I have time during the day to make dinner and get everyone ready. And I feel like when Halloween's on a weeknight, it's nutsy. All right, so I'm adding the berries again. And you know, to be honest, I think, I mean, I don't know if this is true or not, but last year being on a Friday, we were not actually that busy with trick-or-treaters because I think more people had parties and stuff for the kids on the weekends. So that's surprising too. I mean, it's not, it is, but it isn't. I don't know. That was just an observation that I made last year. Kind of an interesting one. And we're supposed to have decent weather. Hope everybody else does too. And kiddos have a good time. All right, there we go. So I'm just tucking in again those little berries. And I did add just a little tree down here just because I'm silly. Oh gosh, I may have to put the, well, you know what you could do is you could add another wood icon, which would be really sweet. This is an ornament, like kind of an ornament, and it's got Santa on it, and look, it's got some of the teal, so why not? I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to add the Santa one. So there we go. And that is it for that. Okay. I didn't have to use a little sad, little weird looking tree. Okay. Now another idea I just wanted to kind of share with you guys. You know, when you go to, here, let me get my area together here. Ah, there we go. So now when you go to add, like, oh my gosh, little berries are everywhere. It's like the micro beads. So I just use like simple, like you can buy these like fun little wood clips just about anywhere. Like Prima made a whole bunch to like with their older collections, and I actually use them. I actually peeled off all of the decorative, I don't know what you want to say, whatever it was, like fabric on them, and just use them plain. So you want to just add these, and actually we made them in different, where are they all? I don't know where I put them, but we made them in like different sizes and stuff too. So some were skinnier and some were longer. Here's another one. Here's another skinny, like this is a skinny one like I was talking about. So, you know, you can actually include these, you know, if you give them as a gift so people know they have something to hang with. And I guess I just want to point out too, with Frank's Christmas line, there was another wood icon set, and you get 6 of these, and it comes in like different shapes. So it says Happy Holidays, and then you have an ornament and a tree, and they're kind of rustic, and they're wood, and they're gold foiled, and they're cute. So like these would be fun just to clip on and add, you know, to your little menagerie here. I know that's not, I know menageries are like animals, but like you can add like fun little shapes and stuff in here along with, you know, the photos. Like here's the photo of my nieces and my nephews. So you can really have fun with this and just kind of mix and match and add fun elements in there. Let's see, the number on these wood icons are 582531. And how cute would these just be as an ornament by themselves? You can get, you know, take your crocodile and punch a hole, you know, put a little piece of twine in there and like, you know, decorate around it or something, like put some Satan crystals or something on these. But aren't they fun? So there's all kinds of like fun little things you could add. Okay, so next is the ribbon, and then we're done. So the ribbon is pretty easy, and I'm just going to kind of show you. I'm going to turn this upside down. And on the back, you see that there's a little hanger. You also want to make sure the hanger is at the top when you start this whole thing, unless you don't really care. So what I did was I just kind of ran my ribbon right through that little hanger and then tied my bow. So this is how I'm going to actually hang the frame. And like I said, don't worry about those little black thingies. Like, I can pull those out. You can pull them out too. Just get some pliers from the toolbox, and then you're good to go. So I'm just kind of tying that ribbon. Oh, it's a messy ribbon, but I like to play with those. And this is like like kind of a khaki colored May Arts ribbon. It's just like a fabric ribbon. I love May Arts ribbons. And this is about 1.5 inches in width. I'm just going to give it a little haircut here. And then you can take like any kind of like gauzy or like gold satiny ribbon that will match like the pearls and stuff that you have. And what I did for the secondary ribbon, I call it secondary, I don't know if it's really a good name for it, but what I did is I took the secondary piece and I looped it around that bow, and I'm just going to tie another bow. So bow on your bow. I'm doing this trying to make sure that my frame does not fall off the end of my table. Very tricky. Okay, that may be too much, or maybe not. But you know, you can fuss with this and make it look cute. It's another way to like use up like some of your ribbon scraps and tidy it up a little bit, you know, and just kind of make it pretty. And this one you can leave a little bit longer than the other one. You know, that's totally up to you, whatever you want to do. And that is it, you guys. And that's the Lumi frame. I'll just kind of show it again in parts and pieces. I don't know that I can lift up too much higher. I can try because my cord is short. But yeah, you get the gist of it, right? There we go. So what do you think? That's it. And this is a perfectly beautiful gift to give to anybody. And, you know, I also thought, wouldn't this be nice for someone to, like, if you have like an auntie or grandma that's like in, you know, assisted living facility, and, you know, what do they need at that age, you know, and wouldn't something like this be really beautiful to like put their you know, photos of like maybe when they're kids, or, you know, for the holidays, or everyone's photo for the holidays, you know, and surprise them with it so they can look at the kids and look at you guys and stuff. Don't you think that would be really cool? Yeah. So, you know, things like that, it's always hard to think of like what you could get them, and I think that that would be something really thoughtful and beautiful. I don't know what Delana just sent me a text about, but it didn't make any sense. It was not hard to make at all. And let's say that you guys don't have the Lumis, or, you know, Prima has the wired thread. You know, it's got all the different color threads, and it's bendy. Like, you could use that. You could use, you know, string. The Lumis are fun though, because it makes it just makes it look even, you know, more festive for the holidays. So, hey Karen. Hey Cottage. Oh my gosh, I'm seeing some. Oh, Tanya, Debbie, Ann, Patty, Julianne. Oh my God, Song. Hi guys. Costume Diva. I see you. Yes, yes. So for instance, well, I didn't bring it down, but when you get these, there's a cardboard piece that comes in it. Like, it's supposed to be like the backdrop for like when you put your layout in, it's supposed to keep it nice and flat. So the cardboard piece that you get in there, you could paint it with black chalkboard paint and kind of use it, or even black gesso works, and use it as a little message board, or use the piece that it comes in as a template if you wanted to make something more chalkboard or message board. That's a great idea. You can see you guys are so you guys have great ideas. All right. Well, believe it or not, next week, Frank's going to be on again on Tuesday, and it's going to be me again next Thursday. So it's going to be like deja vu. Frank and Cari all week. Frank's going to, he listened to you guys, and he is going to make some Christmas tags for the show. And that's going to be for November 3rd at 11 a.m. So make sure you guys tune in. And if you can't tune in, you know, we always record all the shows. And then next Thursday, I'm not really sure what I'm making yet. I have to be honest. Yeah, so if you have ideas, you know, I would love them. All right, so thanks so much, everybody, for coming. It really means a lot, and we really appreciate it. And, you know, I can't wait to see you guys share your creations and your holiday ideas, too, you know, on Facebook and Pinterest and anywhere else you want. And oh, what was I just going to say? Oh, and we're going to be doing ornaments all throughout November. So we'll be making our main projects like we always do. But at the beginning of every show, we're going to show you an ornament idea. So that's going to be kind of fun, like little cute little bonus projects from us to you guys. You're very welcome. You guys are so great. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. I appreciate you guys coming. We love having you guys come on Live with Prima. It's the best community out there, I swear. You guys are the best. All right. Ah, yeah, I'll be in Cornwall on November 7th. That's right. I can't wait, too. We're going to have a lot of fun there, too. All right, you're welcome, and have a fabulous weekend. Stay safe. Have fun for Halloween. Don't eat too much candy. You can eat as much chocolate as you want. I mean, Cari said you could, but, you know, just be safe. All right? Take care, everybody. Have a great night.